Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Smart Poker YouTube channel. Another episode of Humpdazed. This is number 112. And as always, my wife is here with me.
Cheers, everybody. Happy Hump Days. Woo!
I see them in the chat already. Mike, guess what? That's awesome. I remember that. Yeah.
Guess what that is?
There's the link if anyone wants to join. If anyone wants to join, I have a joint here rolled up to get us started. This is cookies and cream.
Ooh, it feels like a cookies and cream kind of day.
It does.
Smart will pin that link. And if you want to come on, share your plans or just hang out.
Yeah, come up with if you got something on your mind you want to talk about. Subjects, drying, curing, germination, light intensity, environmental controls.
Light density.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks for
I'm sorry.
No, I really appreciate that. Let's see what else.
How about bud intensity?
There you go. We finally got our little tent, man. It came in the mail, and I'm excited to get it put together. And I'm actually really excited to be Seed Person's back.
Back from vacation.
Our little tent's so big, isn't it? Like, it's a lot bigger than I suspect. It's 27 by 27, so I put my tape measure out, and I kind of started doing the square. Because here's what cued me in. I had a piece of plywood that I thought, that scrap piece of plywood is going to be perfect for making a bench to set it on. What's like way smaller by 4 inches on both sides or something. And I'm thinking, man, that's all I thought I'd have. But anyhow, the 27 by 27 by 63, I think we're going to love this little tent. I really do.
Yeah, I'm excited about it too. It's just busy with work, and I feel like it just feels like a long way off in getting it set up.
Yeah. What's up, Jace?
Okay, Jace.
Oh, speaking of busy, I'm over here yawning, man. I'm tired. It's been a busy work week.
Yeah,
same here.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. We only had Sunday off, man. And I think it's looking like that same thing for the next all month,
Making that money, funding that grow, huh?
Hey, man.
When it rains, it pours, I suppose, but that's a good thing.
You know what it is, Jace? I didn't be financially smart the first 40 years of my life. So now I have to go ahead and try to create the wealth that I should have been accruing all this time and try to cram it into 10 years so I can still retire, get some property or something. So, yeah, man, I'm way behind. A lot of my friends and shit, they already have their houses paid off, this, that, and the other. And I'm like, yeah, so you're right. We're getting old and trying to make money, trying to put it away, man.
Yeah, my father-in-law, he has his own concrete business, and he makes pretty good money, throughout the year. But there's been a time or two where you forget to put that tax money back, and that tax season comes around. It's a bitch.
That's a bitch, yeah. It sucks when you have to sit around and look at a pretty nice, substantial wad and think none of that's mine, I can borrow from it, but I'm only hurting myself if I,
Yeah, it's nice to put it back in your pocket, but once you got to pay that lump sum at the end of the year and you ain't got it, then you're like, oh, shit, what do I do now?
Yeah, it can be tough, man. But, it's kind of like anything. It comes and goes. And I feel like through all the headaches, I still feel very blessed. I'd rather work 80 hours for myself than put 40 hours in making someone else rich. And I guess it's just my trade and the people that I worked for. I didn't really appreciate it. So there's XYZ Vector that every time I see that root ball, man, I enjoy looking at those.
How you guys doing this fine hump day?
Oh, doing much better now. We're fired up this cookies and cream, and Smart and I have cut way back, so this is our third joint of the day.
Yeah.
Which is crazy. We used to have our third joint of the day by 8:30 a.m. And now I'm like, wow, it's 7 p.m. and it's our third joint. I'm proud of us.
It's just
wow.
You
must be getting low on the jars, or you're working too much.
It's
both.
Yeah.
Wow.
I think I'm down to like 5 full jars, man. But we're really dragging them out,
Yeah, it makes you a little nervous when you're used to having way more jars, doesn't it?
Yeah. It is. I mean, we're going to be cutting it close, man. I see Seed Person asking, what are we putting in the 2x2? Probably just going to pop so far, just off the top of my head. I mean, we really haven't.
We don't know. We have to look.
But it's probably
so
just going to
hard
be a
say.
handful of femmes, man. Some 4 or 5 of them. Maybe just run like 4 or 5 in a solo cup, flip them quick, and try to get like an ounce each or something.
Yeah, that'll be cool. That'll be a cool grow to watch. I won't probably be grown by then, but I'll be jealous.
Yeah, well, that's how how I've been feeling since November. Well, since we cut our plants down.
Yeah, I feel like we're behind the gun because of that, for one, and then we're gonna try to get that start.
That would be the hardest thing for me if I went to a smaller tent, is changing my growth style as far as like plant count, veg time, training. I'm used to growing bigger plants, and then you start, growing a lot of plants in a smaller tent, and then you got to really change your style up there. So that would be definitely weird for me. I'm sure I could overcome it, but weird, no doubt.
There's I see in our I agree, Blazing. I love 1 gallon pots, fabric pots. Blazing Arizona. You guys remember the movie Raising Arizona? It was a great movie, man.
Yeah, it was really good. I like that. Cool name for sure.
His name was Kyle, and I'll never forget. His wife found out that she couldn't have kids, and I say this to my wife sometimes, like, Kyle, I'm barren. That's what she told him, and I love the movie. I watched it a million times, and so when I see that, I'm like, oh, sweet. But I agree. 1 gallon fabric pots are great.
Yeah, we've dabbled actually in the style that we're trying to achieve. Just dabble by growing a whole tent full of smaller plants in the 1 gallons, and we've been in many party cup side challenges over at Cocoa for Cannabis. So I think it's fun to go growing in the solo cup, maybe get them in that 1 gallon. And we had good results when we did that, which was the grow before last. And we're grateful for that tent and the variety of it, because that's what we're smoking now.
Yep.
Well,
yeah, if I went down to 2x4, I would probably do 3 to 4 plants max, and if I went 3, I'd probably do 1 gallons. If I was doing 4 plants, I don't know.
Yeah,
It's hard to say.
2x4, 3 to 4 plants.
Josh and I. Sorry, XY.
Yeah, sorry.
That's okay.
I have an air conditioner humming behind me. I think sometimes I can't hear that good.
So yeah, that little root ball right there in my picture, that's a 1 gallon, but that's an air pot, obviously.
Yeah, I like
the
that.
1 gallons, man. I do. I think the 1 gallons that you still get a big ass plant in cocoa. It's real nice and easy to control the root zone, all the EC and shit like that. I love the 1 gallons, man. It probably isn't great for soilers, but for what we do, it's wonderful. There's our buddy Art, man. Looking good, buddy. How you
Art,
doing?
man.
Hey, Art.
Doing good. And
And Seed Person. Cheers,
What
buddy.
up?
Back from vacation.
Hey, buddy.
It's my last day. I go back to work tomorrow.
Oh, so you're still on vacation. We're partying on the last day of vacation. Awesome.
This is recovery day, isn't it, Seed?
I don't know. I gotta get up early.
XYZ was talking about smart stash getting low. That reminded me of that Instagram post Seed Person put in that jar that had the levels on it, and like the lowest level line said, like, I better call my dealer.
Oh yeah, that was from some random smoke shop in Florida.
Better call my dealer. That's funny.
So I guess it's safe to say vacation was a success, man. I saw those lightning
pictures you
videos
posted were freaking awesome.
Yeah.
The baby dolphin, I think that might have been my favorite.
That was cool. I was thinking like how it would be to pick it up and shit.
Oh,
yeah, like I could see it flopping like
it was so damn cute. I thought it was adorable.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. I had a good time. Yeah, but happy to get back. So I had all these little plants in my little tent, and I was like, fuck it. If they survive, they survive. And if they die, they die. And I got back in like 50% was dead. I was like, oh well, because I didn't tell the guy to water them. I was just like, these are extras. So,
Yeah.
But I got one. But as soon as I got back, I had one big girl in each of the tents, and they both were seated. And while I'm on vacation, I'm like looking. I got a list of all the strains that I have. I'm like, I want to pop all these seeds. So when I got back, like the day that we got back, I went downstairs and I chopped the one other big girl. I was like, I don't need all the seeds, just one plant's worth. So
Right
I got a bunch of stuff. I dropped a bunch of seeds. I'll show you guys here in maybe an hour or so.
Good deal.
Sweet. Looking forward to it.
What's everyone else? Hey, XYZ, I think I cut you off when you were saying something. We should go back to that.
Well, I want to just touch on that 1 gallon air pot and say that, the air pots are awesome. We're not going to be running those 3 gallon air pots that we have, but I'd really like to get a hold of some of those 1 gallons.
Yeah.
I got a whole metric crap ton of them. I picked up out here in Mississippi a couple months ago.
No shit.
Sweet.
Yeah.
That's the way
I
to
could
go.
send a couple your ways.
Oh, dude, we still got something to send out to you. It was so freaking busy.
I
That's
promise
fine.
I'm going to do.
Hey,
I'll be doing
they keep trying to deliver shit to my house. I didn't know this, but you can sign the back of the card and pin it back to the window. Every day I come home and there's shit pinned to my window and it says we tried to deliver a package, but it needs a signature. Well, the dude wrote on the back this time and said you can sign the back of this, and because we're never here to accept them, and all they are is Tyvek suits that you put on and stuff, like for spraying paint, doing different things, and
fiberglass.
Yeah. And then we had some work lights, this grow tent, and it seemed like for some reason lately it's like they must be getting sick of people stealing packages on porches or something.
Yeah, they are. Porch pirates.
That's what they are. Porch
You just
pirates.
box up all your litter box if you got a cat, or pick up after your dog if you got a dog, and put that shit in a box and leave it out there, and they'll stop stealing it pretty quick.
Oh, that's so smart.
Oh
Leave them a bunch of garbage.
my goodness, in the Amazon boxes. That's funny.
Right, put a big fragile tag on the side. Fragile.
Or yeah, if you buy a new TV or something, fill that shit up and leave that box out. You know what I heard though? If you buy a TV, like a big TV, don't put that box out on the curb, because people will see that and know they got a big TV.
What else? We can
Yeah, exactly.
True.
I burn
Like
all
at
my
Christmas and shit. Yeah, don't put all your boxes out at Christmas because people will see what you got.
Speaking of Christmas, looks like Ison, he's got a little Christmas trees plucking on right there in his hands.
True that.
Oh, damn.
That's huge.
Let me put. That's a good eye there. Oh, good eye, mate.
Good eye, mate.
Not a steak.
Oh, yeah, just hang on, I'll change the camera around. What up, Ice and I? Shit getting crazy over there?
Yeah, it's calmed down a little bit, but I think only because we're at the hump day, the weekend's still yet to come. So
that's a fat.
You be safe, bro.
Yeah, always, mate. You know, it's not really.
What's happening?
What's going on? I don't know. What do you mean over here?
Yeah, like what are you being safe from?
Oh, civil unrest, Smart Poker. The whole country's kicking off up in arms. It's it's a little bit crazy. Yeah,
I haven't heard anything about it yet. We don't watch.
That's because the media doesn't want you to hear about it.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't watch the news or anything, man. If I get on a little bit of weed sites and that's about it. I stay out of the spot, so I apologize. I didn't know. I hope everything's all right with you, buddy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm good. You know, my values, my opinions are strong and solid. And just like most people of our country, we've just had enough of what we've been subjected to. As a strong British person myself, I feel like we've got a very strong heritage that we're all being denied access to. You know, because whenever we want to be respect our ancestry, our generations, and things like that, and the things that make us actually British or English, United Kingdom, whatever you want to call us, yeah. it's our history, and we should be entitled to preserve it. And we're losing every single part of our identities to what's been going on over the last 20, 30 years, should I say. We've just
Damn.
we've the native people of our country, should I say, have been treated unfairly and unjust, and we've just had enough of this two-tier system. And yeah, it's come to a head, and I don't think it's going to stop until something changes.
I feel
Yeah.
horrible for you guys, man.
Is that the Southport riots?
It's the whole country. Well, not only just England, it's Scotland, Ireland, and Wales. It's kicking off. You know, we're just sick and tired. Our kids are going at the moment. You know, there's we've been inundated with Asian grooming gangs. You know, I'm not just going to pick on the Asians. You know, it's anybody that's been at least that are coming to our country and they're not holding the values and our traditions to hand. And we shouldn't be accepting people into our country that are not going to take on our values and our traditions and want to actually come here and like us. Most of the people that are coming here don't actually like us and actually hate us and anti being British, don't assimilate. So, in my opinion, we don't want you. I don't want you here. If you don't like me, why am I going to invite you to my home? That's just craziness. And no one should have to invite hostile peoples into their homes that are going to degrade everything, and your living standards are just going to be reduced, and your services are going to be put under so much pressure that when you come to access the services that your generations and everything have worked hard to achieve, and the standards that you expect, or but your grandfathers have fought wars and everything else to keep our way. It's now being just washed away for this leftist liberal crazy idea. Yeah, and it's wrong. And the country is just now, which the killing of the 3 kids. And the stabbing of the other, there's more than 3 kids got in, someone went in and just stabbed a load of kids, stabbed the fucking teachers, and it's just fucking wrong. And this shit is going on constantly. Just, you don't hear about it, but we do.
Yeah, man. I haven't heard anything about that. You know what, Austin? I can hear the pride in your country and your voice, and I can hear how upset you are with all this going on, man. And that sucks. That hurt my heart to hear that shit. No one wants to live in civil unrest, or it's like, you always have to be on your P's and Q's.
We welcome outsiders.
I understand.
But the only, this is one condition: you got to be a law-abiding. You got to be law-abiding citizen.
Assimilate to your country, not I get it.
But these people have been given X amount of stuff. We're paying all this, whilst our homeless people are homeless on the streets, the people are veterans that have fought in the recent wars and conflicts are homeless on our streets, thousands of them. We have got millions of illegal immigrants that are just put up in 5-star hotels, have been totally overtook. And we're paying, I can't remember how many £1 million a day to house these people, whilst our own people are suffering. Well, anyone can see that's just wrong and unjust. And this is what the whole country is just woken up to. And we're not scared anymore to be because 20 years ago you spoke out about what was going on. You were deemed a far right thug and everything else, which is what they're trying to say. All this protesting and everyone being happy is basically a far right thug. And all we
not wanting your kids to get fucking killed doesn't make you far right, bro.
Exactly. But that's the fear that everyone's being. We're being targeted by if you protest at the moment, the government have told they're going to be actively targeting you, and they're going to be issuing harsh sentences. They've got the courts running 24 hours a day to deal with the chaos and order, and the only people that they seem to be bothering is the people that say we don't want any more of this. crap going on. So,
But those are the same people that are bringing in a bunch of, immigrants and just allowing it to wash over all the natives.
Oh yeah, that sucks, man. And it's a very but we can maybe talk about the buds that you got, a whole satchel full there, a bushel of buds.
That's got to make it a little better.
Yeah,
Because cannabis, in my opinion, makes everything.
At least you have your homegrown medicine.
Yeah, exactly. And that's why I say here, when people are, stockpiling their jars of medicine, because you don't know what is around the corner, and it's nice to have that medicine.
Yep. Look at the purple on that one, man. The one looks purple as hell right there.
Oh, yes, these are
beautiful.
Oh yeah, that's nice.
These are all these red kachinas. I think this one's a blue. I don't think that's blue. Yeah, I've got a little bit of work to do.
I was just gonna say, you got some work ahead of you. You need your pillow or a really good seat. I always try to sit on a pillow. That's the first thing that goes on me is my ass. That's because I'm so skinny ass and I barely got enough ass to hold my pants up. I gotta wear a belt, and it's got to poke an extra hole in them sometimes, So I always, when I see a lot of trimming, my ass hurts.
I gotta say, I hate trimming, but I would like to be trimming now. I'll be thinking about that the next time I'm trimming, not to be
complaining.
Yeah, I won't be complaining about it for a minute.
Hey, I think I wanted to say real quick, Art Man was having, he said he hit the button wrong or he's having some kind of issue. I haven't seen him try to get back in yet, so we'll see. Hopefully he figures it out. There's the hound dog. He don't care.
No, everything's chill in his world.
Yeah. But before we got into that, I think XYZ was going. He said something about pots and there's something else I wanted to go back to, and I don't know if they're even still here. It was our buddy, the LED grower, and I got to give him credit, man. He was only one of 4 or 5 people in a show that was really, he stood his ground when it come to defoliation and what he believed and what he saw in his tent. And I like that he explained his part. And I was thinking it really feels good because a lot of the stuff that we've talked about, and it's not to say don't defoliate, but he was trying to tell them, understand what's going on with your plant, good and bad, when you do that. When's the right time, sick plants, all these other things. And it was very refreshing. And I was thinking, yeah, way to go, LED grower, man. He's been around for a long time. He's growing some killer plants every single time. And I like seeing that, like the progression.
Yeah, the progression.
And yeah, he's been knocking it out. And his science and his, how do I want to say it? The science that he uses, and plus he's watching us grow. And he's like, when I did it this and this and this, it didn't work well. And I changed it to this. And it just really sounded good. And when I saw him earlier in here, I wanted to say hi to the LED grower. I know he's got some nice plants going on. Okay, seed person, I see your private chat. We have a giveaway tool. If you want to do something like that, we can run the giveaway tool.
Yeah, that works. I was just thinking I have a bunch of these landrace crosses that I packaged up today. So let's give one away.
Oh, that is so cool, seed person.
Shit.
Awesome.
So disregard my other comment that I made in the chat about the 1 through 500. You can just do the giveaway tool.
Hey,
at the top of the hour.
Yeah, I was gonna say just
that's awesome.
That's so cool.
Someone's gonna have luck tonight and get some landrace. That's cool. If you've been tuning in, you have seen the landrace.
If you guys know, sorry, Crispy, go ahead.
Oh no, go for it.
I was just gonna say, if you guys know about Hybrid Vigor, these are 2 inbred landrace strains that I crossed to each other. So the offspring should be pretty interesting. Some good stuff coming out of there. And then one is an Afghan hash plant, and the other one is like a really stretchy sativa. So a lot of different stuff.
Right? Oh shit! That
what happened?
I messed it up. It says giveaway by seed person one soon. Son. It says son.
Giveaway by seed person one, son.
Yeah,
I love it.
Let me edit
Hey,
it real quick.
I got an ignorant question. What is a land race? I
That's a
have an
great
assumption about it.
Question.
It's
a strain that's unique, or it's originated. It's original to the area that it grows, like Durban poison in Africa. It's original to the land, and it hasn't been genetically altered. And then an heirloom is a landrace strain that's been transported to, like you grow a Durban poison here in the States.
Okay.
right. Like if you went to India and you went on a hike in the mountains and there was just like a patch of weed growing, that would be some landrace genetics right there.
Okay, so it hasn't been mated with other strains.
Right.
Right.
It's indigenous to the area it grows in.
Okay.
See, now last week, it's a great question, XYZ back there. Last week, or I think it might have been Sunday, that I was with us, and he had one a little bit ago. There, in my mind, from people showing us so many plants and saying this is what my land race, I literally, and could be wrong, totally wrong, XY, but I have a vision in my head of what land race buds look like, and it's not a real chunky indica bud, like say OK Jace's Blue Dream. That's not a land race bud, if you ask me. That's like hybrid bigger. If you see, now our buddy Art Man had some heat problems and he got slightly spindlier buds. That's more of what I consider a land race, and also the way that leaves are in them seems a little different. People are probably thinking I'm nuts, but it does have a look.
Like a ghillie suit plant.
I
Like I think of
Ghillie
like
suit.
the Afghani ghillie suit looking big giant cannabis plants.
know which ones you're
You
talking
know
about.
what
Sand
you guys
plants.
get it? I try to describe it. I don't know.
So I'm looking at a list. You got like Panama Red, Colombian Gold, Durban Poison, Acapulco Gold.
I wouldn't necessarily call those land races unless that,
Yeah.
I don't know, because that seems more like an heirloom strain that's been worked by the indigenous people and then selected for production and stuff.
It's a
So
great
true
question.
land race is something that's native. It's not really been touched by man that much, and it's basically what you'd find out in the land.
Well, I think it could be cultivated by man. It just can't be crossbred. It almost has to be like kept in its own little nook. Like I think a good example would be whenever they opened up growing in where the hell was it that why am I blanking out?
Because you're a stoner.
What's his face? Aquaponics. Steve from Aquaponics. He went to I want to say Taiwan. Where the hell did they just make a big?
They went to Thailand.
Thailand. Yeah, Thailand. I don't know why I was drawing a blank there. But anyhow, when they went there, they would go in the mountains, man, and find people that had been growing this same strain in the mountains there for a long time and kept their seeds every year and shit. And bam, man.
I would call that an heirloom strain more than anything.
See, I thought the land race meant original to that terroir and worked in that terroir. I thought heirloom meant brought from a different terroir to this terroir, but done so like 30 years ago. And now it's kind of native. So is that not correct?
Oh, I
would
have
have
no
thought
idea.
it's not touched by, not cultivated by man, just allowed to progress on its own for a period of 20 years, I think. And they're the sort of plants that self-pollinate, self-produce. They're not stable. That's what I refer to, in my opinion, as a land base. Just unworked genetics that have just been untouched for a long period of time.
I've asked this question before and got the breakdown because it was heirloom, landrace, feral, wild.
It's an invasive cannabis species.
Yeah, and they have all these different meanings and how they are, and all it really tells you, I guess, is the genetic makeup.
Yeah, but weren't these freshly crossed?
Well, as far as the giveaway goes, the one from Afghanistan is from Sheboygan, and I believe it is more of an heirloom, like they're growing it actively there for hash making. But it's been there for, a long, long time as like their local, they save their seeds every year, like you were saying. The other one, the one from India, I believe they just went and found like a giant field of weed up in the Waichin Valley area, and like the packaging it's from Trident Seeds, so you can go look it up. Waichin Valley Purple. I don't think they did any work on them before they just like crossed them and then released them as seeds, because it has like GPS coordinates for like location
That's cool,
and everything.
man.
So
You think they're accurate?
That is cool.
I have no idea, but the plant was kind of scraggly looking. It looked like something that hadn't been worked very much. So yeah, the Afghan one looked more like a regular old Afghan plant, like an indica.
Be an interesting cross.
Yeah. Good luck to everybody into that. Man.
Yeah, good luck.
I'll get us a the giveaway tool set up. Let's see if I can find it here.
But we'll wait until the top of the hour, so maybe more people. If you're listening, go grab your friends, tell your buddies to log in, get a chance to win some land race. That's pretty awesome. Hashish, I'm thinking they're going to be heavily laden with resin and frost.
Yeah, it was pretty sticky. Sorry, go ahead.
No, yeah. That's what I imagine. You know, when you say that, you know, they're making that for hash, I'm thinking that's going to be some sticky, frosty.
Well, here's what goes into my head when I hear they're making the hash with it is that they have hash makers. I could be wrong. It's my understanding that they like a more open bract structure because you have more access and more surface space to be able to wash versus compact buds that need really broke up and all that. So I think having the right trichome head, the right trichome structure, as well as the right bud structure,
so it's not
really
just
goes.
One aspect.
Yeah, I think it falls into play to where you end up with like the perfect hash plant because of the bud structure, the way the trichomes. I think they have. I think some plants grow long trichs, some grow short stout ones, and they have like name like capitulated and shit. I don't really know exactly, but I know there's like that goes hand in hand. You know who taught me that? OC grower. They take like 14 grams of fresh bud, put it in a jar with ice, shake it up, and that's how they do a little tester. And then they get a percentage and shit. I'm like, this is cool. And so he was looking for a certain build and trike structure and shit. And the hash makers out there know. I think these guys know a seed person in them. That's why I use that, right?
As far as I know, that's accurate. Yeah, the one that I pollinated, the Afghan female was it. If you looked at it just like from a distance, it looked like just a regular old indica, short and squat and chunky. But after I dried it and was taking the seeds out, the buds weren't very compact. They weren't like very dense, but it still had that shape. There was just like they were looser, I guess would be the term. And then for the trichome stuff, yeah, you want like the big I don't know the word for it, but like the big bulbous heads that you can just like break off.
Ross and Humpdazed makes a lot of hash. You guys ever see his hash? It's like that real, it's like the freeze dried stuff that looks real. I don't make that at home. But anyhow, bud structure isn't too much of an issue, though. After looking at spent material, I've noticed that opened up dense buds more than I expected.
That's interesting. Yeah, I feel like Smart and I haven't made enough hash. It'd be nice to get back into doing that. We're really successful a handful of times, and it's been a long time since we
got fresh bags too.
We have we do have fresh bags, so this winter should be fun.
And it's a lot of work.
Yeah.
It's a lot of work. That's the one reason I really like the RSO because it's a way to extract it without doing a lot of work. I guess like my wife's saying in the winter, we won't probably be as busy, but yeah. I'm reading in the chat about the hash. I seen the hash, like that shit they rub on their hands, char or whatever. They was walking around rolling it, and it seems disgusting. Like I don't think I want to spit that. I'm like, you ain't rubbing your dick beaters all over somebody's plant and then peeling it off and have me smoke it, you know?
Skin particles. Yeah. Get
You're
everyone to hands
You wanna-
properly.
But you're
You want
burning
a-
it. I
A
mean,
bowl full of skin cells and hair.
Well, you know, I brought this up at a
What hands you wipe with?
when French
Oh,
was
man.
had a big chat, and I asked about that, and they were saying they guided me to a video, and Frenchie made a video that said you can if you even get like a whole fly inside of hash, he said it's such a volatile terpenes and stuff that within like a couple years or whatever aging it would actually disappear, you know. And if it was just like a little tiny spider or anything or skin cells, they break down, man. And it makes sense because of would that be volatile organic compounds inside the hash, you know, breaking that shit down.
It's
It
still
is.
there, though. You know it's there. If you know it's there, it's there.
Yeah, in my mind, it's always yeah. I couldn't do it.
but if you smoke it and it tastes good, what's the harm?
You're right.
You're
Yeah.
lighting it on fire. You're burning it. And it's tasting great in your mouth.
I'm sure
And
we smoked.
so what if there's
That's what she said, literally. Right now, she just said it.
So what if there's parts of people in it? I'm still gonna put it in my body. Yeah.
Well, come on, man. That's just not right. No.
That's nearly as bad as a prison pocket.
Yeah, not as bad as right. But come on,
Shit.
those guys are walking through fields of this weed, just rubbing on their hands, and that you could see them peeling it off. It reminded me when we was a kid, we put Elmer's glue. When we was in school, we put it all over our palms, let it get hard, and peel it off in one piece. That's exactly what I thought of, man.
But don't smoke that. Don't smoke the glue.
but if a friend came around and was like, here, I have some really good hash. You're looking at it, you know, it's got the look, it tears like a brownie, it smells amazing, it looks delicious. You pop it in a joint or in a bowl and you smoke on it, and it's some of the best stuff you've had. Yeah, there's a little skin from some dude's hand in it. So be it.
So be it.
That's right.
Settle the score. Hey,
Yeah. Yes.
He's saying he wants to come do some. You guys want to see some hash washing and pressing and shit? Maybe
Yes.
from. I mean, I'm putting him out there right on the.
We would love to see that.
I would.
Yes.
The answer is always going to be yes.
He got
Yes, definitely.
he got some nice equipment and shit, and like really, that's. I'd like to see that. Sure. I like the people that make the hash and they have those big stainless steel pots with like stainless steel big. That's the type of hash, and it just seems so like you're gonna get it all back. You know, you're not losing anything in those.
I guess yeah.
Well, yeah.
I would smoke the hash and not think about what's in it and just be like, oh, this tastes good. I'll smoke some more. And if not, nah, I'll pass.
And
but I would eat a chocolate covered cricket if it tasted good.
You can do prep, wash, press, all three, any series that you'd like to do. And if I'll probably do the pressing. Yeah, there you go.
Awesome.
Oh yeah, I like to see the press. This shit just runs off of there, man. I never pressed.
Yeah, when we saw him do it before, it was such a great golden color, beautiful.
We ain't never pressed enough to have it run off into another vessel. It's only ever ran like down and hit a fold, and that was it. And then we was able to take it off and collect it all up and shit. So to see that stuff just pouring into a bowl or a small vessel, it's like we could smoke on that for a year. One of those jars. Get the wash and show us your wash style, okay? People are speaking up. Cake in a cup says washing, but that's a lot of work to try and talk through and hold a phone and shit like that.
Mark and I did that. Like did a washing, and we washed for hours live.
Yeah, you need a tripod. Yeah, that'd be a lot.
Austin, I'm going to mute you, buddy. I have a wind sound. Thank you. That's cool. He's out taking the hound dog for a walk. It seems like Operation Annihilation got some time right across with Blueberry. That's a real winner.
That is a great strain. Yes.
Yeah. Okay, he can walk through it without the material in it. Yeah, that just lets us know the steps for all the way through. Because here's a perfect example of a bit of not so great information that I got early on. When we first started doing hash, we was on a different we was on a forum that we no longer visit anymore. And the dude was like, when you get to the last bag, man, it doesn't want to go through. So be prepared to let it drip like overnight. I'm like, what? And so then somebody else I talked to later, I'm like, that dripping shit sucks. They're like, what are you talking about? And then they was telling me, you got to do the wrist snap, man, and shake it and shake it and keep snapping your wrist and start working it. And after that, I started doing that. We was able to really, and I'm thinking, man, here I was letting it drip through this little ass screen all night.
We did do that the very first time.
And someone's like, no, you got to get the wrist snap down, man.
And another mistake that we made that first time that we didn't, we stopped doing is beating the hell out of it. We had that beat so much. It was a green
frothy foam. Hey, they told me mix it up. I told my wife, you know what I'll do?
They're like, mix it up real good.
I said, I'll just use my freaking paddle mixer from Plaster and I'll put it in a 5-gallon bucket and we'll whip this thing up. I said, I'll get every trike off. Well, I didn't realize I was going to get every single bit of chlorophyll and everything else with it. I mean, that stuff was bright green. It was like smoking Toby's.
Oh, no. So snapping it's like packing a pack of cigarette snap, or what's like?
As the water gets real heavy, all the trikes settle into the sieve at the bottom of the thing. You kind of got to give it a little snap, and if you have cold water, everything's going good, it'll move the trikes enough to let a lot of the water escape, and then it'll kind of take back up. So you got to maybe do like 10 wrist snaps or something, and it's pretty much good then. And then you just keep shaking it and popping and locking. That's what we'll call it. Yeah. And boom, man, it drips right through. But yeah, that's just that's why I say, like, people think, well, I've made hash before, but I like to see people's methodology, and that really helps.
Man, it sounds like you're breakdancing over there, popping and locking. Remember those old days?
Yeah, look,
I like his.
Look at that. A palm sander vibrates the water out in about a minute. That's pretty. I never thought of that.
That's pretty awesome.
It would look like water on a speaker, and it would just bounce and stuff. That's kind of maybe what you would need.
Yeah, another thing that we won't ever do again when it comes to washing is overload the washing machine. It can only handle so much material, and you can overload those things to the point where they'll just stop working.
And then when you clean it all out, it starts working again, and so you pretty much know you just had it packed. And somebody's trying to get in.
We're coming.
Oh, I know.
Welcome, the American one.
I know that dude.
Cheers.
What's up, everybody?
Cheers, Tal.
What's up, Tal?
The old stories that I read, and they would go to I don't know what country it was now, but the people they'd run through the fields of marijuana naked and then scrape the hash off their bodies.
Ooh.
Now that's some hash I would smoke.
I want to be the one running.
I don't care.
I want to get naked and run through the fields of weed.
Now, what I was going to ask though, Smart, what if it was your own hands and you did it? Would that be disgusting?
Oh yeah. Yeah, if it was my hands, that's different, man.
All right.
Totally
yeah.
Different.
So that's all.
How about you? Where do you
I
set your
mean, I
limits?
smoked hash and I didn't know who. Like, I'm sure someone hand rubbed the shit somewhere along the way. Back in the day.
Is that what they call it? Chara or something? Charo or
Charis is when they hand rub it and take it off their hands. But even if they don't do it that way, a lot of times they still handle it with their hands. Like when they press it, sometimes a lot of times they'll do it with their hands, and sometimes they get these. They pressed it with like car jacks for a long time.
Oh,
Wow.
Yeah, it's not new. That the pressing part isn't new, but the heat with the pressing for the rosin and shit, that shit's relatively new. But yeah, they had always used like car jacks and other presses, like I don't know if it's a wine press or a grape press, whatever. But
I think a trash compactor. I think they used to use those for like Mexican brickweed. They put them in a trash compactor.
Well, yeah. Well, they had pictures of the dudes like they have. They do it by hand, but I'm sure like
They have like a big worm gear, right, Tal, with like a big wheel on top, and it's like a big wooden block. It just presses it down. I've seen those, and it does remind you of like a wine press.
Yeah, I think that
my
is.
books are hidden away. Else I pull out the book that shows the pictures of it all.
You know what else I learned when we was doing hash, man? What I felt really made us helped us to make a superior product. The couple times we had really good stuff. I think what helped us was having blistering ice cold water to start with and using just like a double handful of ice to maintain it, because the ice didn't melt as quick. And the way I did that is wait till a below freezing night, like 18 degrees out, fill up a couple 5-gallon buckets, set them on your back porch, man. And then the next day, I actually had to pull like a 2-inch disc off the top of the bucket, and the water underneath was so ice cold, man. And that's the way we started doing it. We watched the weather, get that shit that cold. And then, like I said, we just put like a double handful of ice instead of putting a whole half a bag of ice and just cold tap water or whatever. And the only other way that I thought we could do it in the winter was to literally get your ice and some bucket of water, pre-chill it, let the ice melt until it's blistering cold, and use it that way, and just use a lot less ice. And I think that helps keep us from mangling up all the material and getting that chlorophyll and the nasties out of it, and helps keep it very gentle slosh, you know?
I'd like to know how you all feel about fresh frozen
versus cured.
Yeah, versus cured.
Because
we've done both, and we have an opinion about.
I have a strong opinion about fresh frozen. Everybody in the world loves fresh frozen more than cured, except for me. It seems like.
I just think we had a bad experience, but it got real sticky. It was so sticky, it like melted into the.
It was just impossible to work with.
It almost like ruined the bags.
Yeah, it ruined the bags. It did.
That we used.
Couldn't get it off the spoon. Couldn't get it off that little piece of square silk shit that they give you. Like normal hash, I put it on there and then I fold it with a towel underneath of it and kind of dry it up. And then I can pick that puck up and get it to the Cannatrol. Well, this shit, when I tried to dry it, it just smashed right into everything. There was nothing I could do. I had to like be frozen the whole time.
Maybe we were doing it wrong. I don't know. But yeah, we had a bad experience.
And the taste wasn't all that much better, if you ask me. I actually didn't think it was, but
I don't know.
I never tried the fresh frozen, but yeah, I think you need to keep it freezing cold the entire time. It would probably help, but I don't know. Yeah.
When they legalize here in PA, I'll do it right in my backyard or on the back porch, you know, but you can smell it. There's no getting around it. I mean, you can smell it. It's strong.
It's a wonderful smell. That you all know if you've made the hash, it's so one of my favorites.
Yeah, Rock. I always kept our bags in the freezer. I kept the spoon in the freezer. I kept everything, or I kept it on the back porch, and then I'd pull it in, hurry up and use it, put it back out, kept the water out there. Like we tried to do everything, and it worked great. But with that fresh frozen, I don't know. I'm more for a cured wash. I let it sit for about a half hour. What's that?
What's the difference? I've
never
never made hash.
It supposedly saves the terps a lot more.
Well,
Yeah,
what's the
basic.
difference in the prep? Sorry.
It's frozen fresh. Like you cut it off, you cut the plant and freeze it immediately.
As soon as you cut it down, you put it right into the freezer, man. You trim it,
Wet.
boom, and freeze it. So when we're done trimming XYZ, we'll trim all of our buds and then take that trim and put it right into the freezer, man, in like a loose brown paper bag. And yeah, I mean, it comes out. You get like you're supposed to get like a richer, like he said, you don't lose it. It seems this what it is coming off the plant. You know how it changes during cure and shit. You really don't get that with fresh frozen. So if you're loving the smell that's coming off your plant right as you're harvesting, fire that shit in the freezer, man, and preserve it and turn it into that hash.
I gotcha.
The smell that Crispy was talking about is the only redeeming quality of making bubble hash for me. I fucking hate it. I've done it like 10 times, and every single time it's just been a wet, cold, sticky mess, and I got soaked, and fucking the product is not worth the effort for me.
I'm with you. I like it, but I just don't like making it. I'm just as happy taking my trim, putting a bunch of alcohol on it, and letting it ride.
Yeah, I like the FICO or the FICO that we made with the alcohol was so much easier. And I agree that it's labor intensive and you are getting wet and cold and you're working with cold material. So it's a labor of love, I guess.
It is.
It sucks when you go through all that and you're not getting the product that you want. But when you do get that good product, like Smart and I had, very success with that method, with those methods that are miserable, but oh man, hash, the flavor is just
it was something nice,
something special.
Yeah, I don't even know if I've ever had really good hash in my life.
Oh dude, you would love it. And it does, like Ross and Ante is saying, it allows you to skip the cure. You don't need, like, if you don't have the right conditions and you think you're not going to nail your dry cure, you can. Plus, it's a good way to reduce all that bud down to something that you can throw in the cupboard. It's good for 10 years, That shit from Afghanistan, I think they aged it 7 years before they would leave it out to the public. Now, I doubt that's everybody's standard, but I heard that was like one of the big things of why they had the best hash. They would age it in the caves and shit over there for like 7 years.
Okay.
It changes. I can guarantee you it changes because we made ours, smoked it fresh. 6 months later, it was way different, man. And I'd say at like the year mark, it never really changed again after that. But we never had any more than like 14 months. So that's the limit of how long we made it. And we never had it more than 14 months later to try it.
We couldn't even save it for now. Like, but we're not those people. we learned. Yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
Smart and I can never make hash and then have it 10 years later and be like, oh, let's try that.
I was proud to hit the 6 month mark. And
we were proud of ourselves for.
Yeah, I was going to say 14 months is impressive to me.
We ended up with like the one time we was making hash all night, man. We ended up, I have a picture of it, 4 massive temple balls, man. And they're really big. It was we had them on a scale. I can't remember how much it was though, but it lasted us a long time, man. And then we made it again and we had a bunch of pucks. So we ended up with an overlapping load, and it was nice to see it change.
Well, I guess the effort isn't worth it because if it was, you'd still be doing it.
Oh, we're gonna do it again. We're gonna give it, another go. Smart and I can sometimes like get through that work by having fun and just being silly, like trimming. Yeah, like trimming. We just,
it's good.
We turn on the radio. We do some break dancing. We throw some cardboard down the floor.
I get it in. I put my Dan. Hey, it's good to have such a cool ass wife that likes to do this shit. She gets excited about it just as much as I do, and that that blessing's not lost on me because I see guys saying like, I hope my wife will let me buy this new light and shit. I'm thinking, damn, I'm over here trying to talk mine out of buying 3 more and shit because we just don't have it right now. The room, where are we going to put all this? She has all these ideas, and it's like, no. So, but I'm lucky to have you, babe.
We got a new tent. That's all that matters. There's another one in the house.
I'm getting a new tent, and it's
Awesome.
going to be 8 foot by 16 foot or 10 foot by 20 foot.
Holy shit.
Because my
Yeah,
wife is
Dave-
like, well, no, I'm not growing in it. My wife is, so you know how we have it set up with the tarps and shit from like the day we moved in? She's like, I'm worried the floorboards are going to smell like weed forever. So I was like, well, I don't want to build a room because we might move, in the next couple of years. And that's a lot of work and money. So let's buy a big tent and put it in there and put a couch in there and a TV and shit.
That is so freaking cool. I can't wait to see that. That's gonna be wild.
I was going to say, he's getting a greenhouse.
Good for you.
It's gonna be bright.
What do you mean?
Well, you putting the whole tent up in your room, or?
I'm going to put the tent in the basement.
Okay.
And then I'm going to move all the shit that was in the little room area into the tent and maybe move the tents into the tent as well. And then exhaust the whole thing so we can just go in there and smoke weed and never have the smell go anywhere.
Like camping indoors.
Yep.
That's crazy.
That's a really good idea. I like it. I like your idea. Because, smell can be an issue.
It sounds intense.
You got everything going out. Yeah, it does sound intense.
I got to give Gotcha Ghost credit for that because that's where I got it.
That's a good one.
Yeah, one of the reasons why it came up is because I wanted to tell Seed Person that, dude, that Flapjacks, the first time I put it in my pipe and I took it, I was like, what the hell is that taste? And it's fucking caramel, bro. It's like caramel Manuka honey, dude. That shit was legit. I must say, I really liked it. Thank you so much, dude.
Oh, thank you. That's a great. Like I've been trying to place that flavor, and I'm hoping. So I re-vegged it, right, and it was looking really good. And then I went on a vacation, and now it's like dying. So I'm worried that it's going to be gone forever. But yeah, I'm glad you liked it. That's
You hit it with stuff though, right? You had pollen on it from something, yeah.
No, I didn't have anything on it. I was a mistake. Because I wasn't planning to do anything with it except just like have some smoke, but then it turned out amazing.
Maybe it'll come around, but yeah, dude, that's what I'm like. And like, did you guys ever eat Manuka honey?
I've never had it.
Okay, well, like I'm a honey.
From New Zealand.
You had it? I seen it. It tastes a little like caramelly, right?
You can get it in there. Depends on what it was floured on, I suppose, but it's just it tastes like regular honey to me.
Okay. Well, the shit I have is different than most of the other honeys I've tried. But yeah, that's what the taste reminded me of, which is like it's kind of like caramel. Yeah. But yeah, I liked it a lot.
It was like almost syrup, but not quite syrup. So yeah, caramel does match it pretty well.
I'm so happy to hear that too, because Seed Person was really excited to get that strain and looking for that. Caramel sounds great, man. We grew a caramel strain, but it didn't taste anything like, what was it? Caramelicious.
Caramelicious.
It was an auto flower, Caramelicious. It didn't taste anything like caramel though.
I grew a strain called Syrup. I can't remember who that was by, but that was actually that was like golden syrup.
See, that's what I was looking for, and I couldn't find anywhere. The recommendations were like for black maple, which is a strain that is like, there's like one pack available online. It's like $350. And so then I found these other ones and it was like $12 for 2 seeds. So, but then I looked at the parentage and there was nothing in there that was like maple. It was like Mac and something else, and nothing that would be like pancakes or syrup, but it came out really good. So, but I just bought some seeds that are a black maple cross. So maybe I'll find something there.
According to Leafly, the tart profile is butter, apple, and blue cheese for flapjacks.
Did you say butter, apple, and blue cheese?
Yeah, that's what it says on Leafly.
That's a real interesting mix.
Yes, it is.
Who comes up with this shit?
Stoners. That's why it's like so random.
I'm always like,
I've seen them.
I can't put my finger on it, man. It's good weed. That's all I can say. And I was like, here, you taste it. Tell me what you think, you know?
It's banana, pine, earth, and lemon, and gas, and it's like every fucking, you know, that's what they put on the packs now.
Everything's gas.
Cover all bases. Whatever you like, that's what it tastes like, motherfuckers.
You just didn't pop the right seed. Buy another pack.
That's pretty cold there.
Speaking of seeds, we're going to be doing a giveaway. It's the top of the hour, so we'll give it, you know, a minute. We'll get that up and running. And do you want to tell everybody about those seeds and anybody that just joined?
Yeah, it's a pack of Sheboygan Landrace crossed to Wychin Valley Purple Landrace, and they're photo period regulars, and there's like 13 or as many as I could fit in the vial, something like that.
Hell yeah, that's awesome. You're an awesome grow me for hooking somebody up. Someone's gonna be lucky. We're gonna start that giveaway. Smart's gonna pull up that tool.
I got here. Let's see.
Yeah, right there. Just give us a second.
I gotta remember.
Oh, yesterday I had on my Instagram, if you go to your messages, you can see people put up like notes, and it said, want some free seeds, and I only had like 4 people reply to it. So as I'm working these lines, I'm going to put that up on my Instagram randomly. So just check that, and then if you say yes, I do, then I will send you some.
That's awesome. I'm going to get your Instagram link up in the chat. I posted it earlier, but I'm going to put it again.
We'll let it run as long as you want, seed person. The word seeds. Is that cool?
Yeah. All right, let's let it run for. Yeah, I can see it.
Nice.
Oh, there they go.
Good luck, everybody.
Yeah, good luck.
Hey, it's been a while since I won. I need these seeds right here. I got to win. Come on, Daddy's got it. Daddy needs a new pair of shoes right now.
New set of snow tires. Good luck to everybody. Oh man, my wife and I was growing some femmes last year or the year before, and had some herms, so that we found seeds, but there wasn't a whole bunch of them. And one of them was a mac. It was a mac and a peanut butter breath. So we sent some seeds to Montana to a friend of ours, and good seeds, you know. They had one, I think, on our show or something, and so we threw some of these in there since they was personal friend. We're like, hey, this is how we got them. They hermed in our tent. Here's the crosses. If you want to throw them, scatter them about your house or something, or mess with them, whatever, you know. Here they grew them, and still growing them to this day. They keep cracking seeds. They gave some clones away. Someone gave some clones back. They've been growing it inside, outside. They changed the name to Turbo Mac, but they said, we still give you and Crispy credit for these seeds. I'm like, that's crazy. Those were accidental and shit. But for somebody to be out there actually having fun with them and enjoying them. And I talked to this person today, and it was what reminded me of this. And I'm like, oh, that's pretty cool, man. We was able to make an accident and someone's doing
still
good
having
from
fun.
It. Yeah, with those seeds.
With
pretty crazy how that works, huh?
And we were talking before, like someone that wins these seeds can literally take these seeds and make that a lifetime of growing.
Yeah, man.
A lifetime of medicine.
And you could cross them with stuff, or keep some pure and see how they do. And yeah,
overgrow the planet.
People are into that.
Can I show my plants while we're doing the giveaway thing?
Oh,
Or
yes.
does it have to stay on that thing?
No,
No,
we'll put you right up.
There's a bear
Yeah.
shit in the woods. We're
Just
good.
give us a second of the.
Mm-hmm.
It's not.
Right there, you go.
It's not.
There we
okay.
go. Wow,
Oh,
that's beautiful.
This is the Goth Girl Mom. So this is full of seeds too, which is the Nightmare Cookies pollen. So these will be regs. And this one smells like menthol and mothballs.
oh,
Right now, anyways.
Mothballs. Wow.
Like a eucalyptus almost.
Yes, we've had strains that had like hints of eucalyptus too. I like that when it expresses that.
So this
Eucalyptus.
plant is the green crack crossed to the platinum float. And it smells, the mothballs smell just like the platinum float, but I don't know where the eucalyptus menthol smell is coming from. But she's nice and frosty. So these will also be like giveaway seeds. Yeah, everybody will grow the Goth Girl, hopefully. And I actually ordered some packaging for these, just like a 50 minimum order 50 or whatever they had, and put my little AI logo that I made up there and shit. It was fun.
hey man,
That's cool.
How do you know what a moth's balls smells like?
If you ask them nicely, they'll usually just like fly right by your nose and let you have a sniff.
Doctor, leave you
You
alone.
gotta get a headlamp.
Doc gets credit for that one, man. I haven't heard that one in a while. What's going on over here?
So these are the other two, or I guess one of these is, this one here is the Nightmare Cookies female, that I just wanted to grow out and see how it tasted and everything. This is one of the Goth Girls. So I had two of them, number 3 and number 4, that I decided I wanted to keep. One of them hermed, so that one got chopped. I had 3 originally. This is the other one. I think this one here is this plant. And then I got a bunch of clones back here.
Oh yeah,
Nice.
And then a bunch of seeds that I popped.
Oh, there they are. Usually that thing's packed full, man. I could tell you was on vacation.
I know.
We said earlier. Yeah.
But that
And
those
then
look,
sorry, go ahead.
no, I was gonna say those look great, man. They got the bags and all that shit, and that method works great.
Yeah, that got some
Got the
nice
whole
moisture
layer.
in there.
I like the bag method.
Yeah, I get them for free from work, so
Great.
that's why I use them.
The re-veg.
This is the flapjacks, and it looks like, I don't even know. I was thinking about killing it, but no, I'm gonna see if I can coax it back.
Has the American one breathed new life into your will to get it to live?
Yes, very much so.
I think it will live. I see that there's some nice green. I think she'll come right back.
I don't know.
I think it's savable.
Looks
What do you-
better on the camera.
What say you, gang?
Yeah, anybody got advice? I would love it.
I wish I could have better advice. Just keep your fingers crossed. Is it
Low lighting, keep from
it
stressing it
definitely
out.
looks it go either way.
Yeah, it's perfect where you got it, man. I think.
Now, I can't remember when you're doing that. Like, what do you do with the nutrients? Like, do you have to like revert back to?
Yeah, do you flush?
Veg?
Do you
Do you
flush and go back
flush?
to veg, or how'd you do it?
Nitrogen. I'd pull off some of those. You see where you got the green leaves coming off there?
Yeah.
I'd leave that and pull off the rest of the other buds, possibly.
All of these.
The old stuff, the scraggly stuff that's not got anything shooting out of it.
Okay.
It's up to you. I mean, you can leave them on there, but I'd concentrate on just that bit.
Should I just, because this is all coming out of this one branch right here. So should I just cut everything else off and just leave it like one manifold?
No, I think once it starts, you'll where you got all them nodes, you should eventually get some green coming out of them.
Okay.
But that
So
old shit, the old
just take
dumb
all these
stuff,
off.
is eventually just going to rot and fall off anyway.
Okay. Yeah, what about nutrients? I gave it water with a little bit of CalMag.
I'll just give it a tiny little bit of nitrogen, something with some nitrogen in it. Not a lot, just a lick. Something
I got
like
some
some
rapid start.
fish, something like some fish amino acids or something like that.
Does your
Okay.
CalMag have nitrogen in it?
It's 100.
Yeah, like I'm curious. The rapid start, it draws questions as to like that's going to help with like root health and the promotion of new root growth.
Let me ask you this, seed person: is it strictly Is it looking like that strictly because it dried back for 10 days?
Yeah, because I watered it really good, and then I told my buddy, don't touch this one or these other ones, and I wish I'd said water this one because it looked really green, and then it died back and it just dried up and got all scraggly and shit.
I hope it lives for you, man.
Thank you. Me too. Should we call it on the? Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm hopeful. I think she's gonna make it. You're gonna start taking care of her proper.
Yeah, that little bit of fresh green stalk there looks like that's gonna survive and produce a top off it eventually. So when you can see that green new growth, eventually, I would imagine that'll go. And once that establishes, that'll send the signals, and everything else will be like, yeah, we'll start.
Okay.
That'll pick up. It's gonna be a bit of a time. It's gonna be a time thing.
I got plenty of time, so I'll just let her sit here and keep her watered and just see what happens.
It's going to do good. He's right. There's a couple nice green new growth stems with some fresh tips that are still vibrant. And I think, like exactly what he said, it's probably going to slow down, huh? Yeah, you're pointing right to it, babe. I see. She's pointing to the screen, like right here, right here. Yeah, I see it.
Yeah, that's exactly. Yeah,
there's a couple of them.
Yeah,
there's like
maybe.
Yeah, there's one there. They got some.
I don't know.
Hey, does cleaning off the old stuff help keep them from trying to like repair it or anything? Is that just kind of like, keep the growth going better, getting rid of them old buds?
Well, it's for hormones.
Yeah.
It's still got some of the flower and it's now confused. It's got buds on it and it wants to grow as well. So it's them, the buds that are still on there are probably giving it a mixed messages. So you've got the new growth on there. That's what I would do. I'll just fucking remove them now. You can just concentrate on the new shit.
Roll it up.
Yeah, maybe.
Roll it up.
Really heavy.
What the hell? I'd roll that shit up in a minute. I'd be smoking it. See how it is.
Cool. Should we do the giveaway?
Oh yeah, here. Let me get you off the big screen because we got to give people an extra minute. They might not have seen it. If you want to be in on the giveaway, type seeds and we'll pull it in 2 minutes. How's that? That would be a 15-minute wait. So you got 2 minutes. If there's a little bit of a lag, make sure you type in the word seeds. Our buddy Seed Person's giving away some land race.
Good luck, everyone.
I was calling it Al-Hind because it's like the Arabic word for India because it's across to the two different land races from there.
That's cool.
I'm going to smoke this that I just pulled off.
Is it dry?
Mostly.
Dry. It's got
as well.
I got to whack it. I got a motorized grinder, so.
Oh, that's right. You were saying the whack it. I like that. Cool name for the.
Yeah.
Shredder. I'm gonna whack it.
All right, we're at
I don't
8:50.
know. After Smile Poker called it, what did he say? I don't know if I want to smell something that they fucking rubbed with that dick feet is. And now Seed
Don't
Person,
forget dirty.
he's whacking it.
Dirty
That's
dick
pretty
feet.
crazy, man.
Well, that's what like, you know, back when I used to smoke cigarettes, dude be like trying to get an or like when I chew snuff at work, people would be like, let me get a chew. And I'm like, you ain't putting your dick beaters in my can. You know, I'll take one out and put it in your palm and then you can put it in your lip. But you're not digging in my can or getting in my cigarette pack. You know, they want you to open the box. Like, I'm not going to touch the filter, but
right. Get your dirty
get it.
in my filter. That's
Oh, shit.
I remember a friend that used that exact phrase, and it's like, wow, I've never heard that for many years, man. It's
Yeah.
like I was like, yeah,
That's
Oh,
funny,
gosh.
man. All right, we're ready to pull this drawing. You ready? 3,
Good luck, everyone.
2, 1.
Good luck. Good luck.
Kitty's happy. Asinine. Look at that.
Congrats, buddy.
Congratulations.
I'll be donating them to someone on that side of the pond. So make that.
Well, then I'll send you like 8 packs, and you can spread them around.
Well, I don't know who I'm going to say. I'll just give you someone's address, and yeah, you can hook someone up with them.
He's pulling out the Asinine rule on his own self. It's like the nexus of the universe has just converged here or something, you know?
That's pretty awesome looking at it that way. Hell yeah.
So he's going to let you know, and someone in America will get the seeds, and that's a cool move to like save you from the paying for the overseas and all that stuff too, you know? Right?
Oh man, I got the global stamps, so I can just send them. But yeah, how about I can send Icenai a pack for himself and somebody else if he wants.
Yeah, I was just trying to save yourself a little bit of coin in your pocket, mate. You know.
Oh, I appreciate that.
But yeah, it's we can whatever you're gonna give, we can split it if you like. You know, I don't mind. But I'm totally fine with where I'm at. I've got plenty of stuff, so I'm quite happy just to gift it to someone else. You know, to be honest with you.
Oh, for sure. We'll talk about it. I'll hit you up on Instagram.
Yeah, cool.
Hookster Grand kind of said that's the kind of people that are on the panel, man. You guys are awesome.
Yes. Hanging out with rock stars.
Smoking buds, drinking coffee.
Yeah.
So this bud that I've just pulled off this plant is like 150 days old.
Is it smoking?
It's like, yeah, I'm smoking it right now.
It's sweet.
It's dry enough to smoke? Hell yeah. That's a tuber, huh? A buckhorn. Hold on. It didn't put you on the big screen.
Oh, that's all right. I don't need that.
No, I hit the wrong one. I want to see it. There it is.
You did a beautiful job rolling that.
It looks ready, don't it? From afar.
Oh, yeah, it does. It looks ready to me.
He's 150 days old, but it just come off of a plant that's still alive. So it's kind of
mostly
like
alive.
Mostly
but
alive.
It all dried out, so it's all crunchy. Here's the.
Oh yeah, it broke up nice. It looks tricky as hell.
It is. This plant was ridiculous. But yeah, we'll see how it goes. I'll probably fall asleep in about 20 minutes.
Cheers, Hoopster.
Yeah, saying that reminded me, Seed Person. I'm going to drop out of the live, but I'll be hanging out in chat for a bit. Smart and crispy as always. It's always awesome hanging out with you guys and everybody that hangs out here and everybody in chat. And Seed Person, thank you again for the samples. You're awesome. Everybody here is awesome. And yeah. So peace
Man,
out.
enjoyed your company, man. Thank you.
And yeah,
Cheers, Sal.
maybe one day we'll all be able to run through the fields naked and scrape the hash off our own bodies and smoke it up. That'd be pretty cool.
That sounds like paradise.
Sounds like a
Swear it
party to
does.
me.
Bucket list.
Let's stop getting older so that it won't be disgusting, and maybe we could have a good time.
Hey, can we?
All right,
Could,
Ladies, brother.
could we take a pig and let it run through the fields and then cook it and get high off the edible
The
pork
bacon.
Oh,
or something?
tripe covered
Yeah.
bacon. Oh,
Yeah.
man.
Pork and bacon.
You guys, man.
That's awesome.
That's good. Yeah.
Yeah, you're mixing my two favorite things there. Bacon and trikes.
Someday we're going to be able to meet a lot of you guys. That'll be cool. I'm doing it. Someday I'm going to have an RV and take like a month and just go on a road trip.
You heard it.
Get to meet our friends because I won't fly, but I'll drive there.
You'll love Oklahoma without the red ants this time.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
I'm making a quick stop there. I might have to meet you on the border somewhere, Jay.
Oh man,
Oh no.
man, I'm never helping you pull staples then.
Yeah. Hey, Oklahoma. Yeah, I spent a month there one night for sure.
Yeah. That's funny.
Jeez, but
Beautiful country.
dude, I drove.
You can see forever.
I drove.
Good guy.
I filled up my tank and drove until I was scared I was almost about to run out of gas before I seen another gas station. Well, I passed one thinking, oh, I'll definitely see another one. No, you can't mess around out there. Don't ever skip a gas station.
Never.
Next time, I'm taking a gas can with me, full, strapped
Next
to the roof.
time.
Yeah. Well, in the camper, babe,
Oh, yeah.
the RV.
Yeah, that's right.
I want to see the Grand Canyon, Las Vegas with all the lights, go down that Pacific Coast Highway,
The redwoods.
the big redwood trees. I want to see like Maine lobsters and shit right there. I want to do all kind of
East
stuff.
Coast, West Coast.
Yeah,
That's
man.
a lot of driving.
Stop into Michigan and see all of our friends.
Yeah, but if you take the drive at the right speed, it's a good drive.
Look, Roger says I can offer a Massachusetts stop. Just imagine the good buds that you get to smoke from just stopping at people's houses, and that our friends in Canada just had a G-Bay. If you guys know a part of that, G-Bay had that get together, man. And he said that Mr. Magpie brought by some buds that were just out of this world, and so did Agnes Beckett, which I know Isenai grows a lot of Agnes Beckett stuff. And they said it was wonderful. And I was thinking, how cool is that? Canadians do have that, man, that legality, able to send it, come together like that, smoke it in a garden full of shit. Hey, that's dreams, man.
Yeah, I have dreams.
Yeah. That would be the tough part. You would be hard to drive all over the country with a bunch of jars in your RV trying to smoke everybody down all across. You're driving through Kansas, they'll hang you.
You couldn't do that. You'd have to go on a cleanup, like a tolerance break, and then ride out that in the end without.
I guess it would be more like a mooch tour. Here comes Smart Crispy to smoke all of our butts.
Hey, you'd be like on Cheech and Chong when the whole band's made out of weed.
Yeah.
Yeah. That'd be crazy.
That's funny.
Oh my goodness. That would be fun though.
But would there be? I imagine there could be a route you could take to get from the East Coast to the West Coast without passing through red
Crazy.
state.
Yeah, like a lock 'em up state,
Yep.
Like
Yeah, I
Route
wonder
66.
Ohio, Michigan. I think where else would you go through? I'm not
Illinois. I
geologically
think
correct. Yeah. Huh?
Illinois.
Illinois. Yeah. Swing
I don't
by.
know if you. I think well, Michigan. I think's east. Fuck. I
I
don't
think
know.
Artman's from the Fighting Illini. We could
Yeah.
swing through Artman State and say hello.
Yep.
Rocinante, I think, is
Yeah.
Illinois. It's hard to keep them all track of everyone.
But you're right, XYZ. You could hug up there and make your way all the way out to Oregon. But I don't know. Once you get out to like, what would you have to go through? Montana, Wisconsin, or maybe not.
Yeah, that's not a bad trip. I
Okay.
mean, Montana. Okay, so and then you sneak somewhat. You gotta get through Utah. That's the part. But you could go around Colorado. You could go through Colorado and just skip Utah altogether.
There you go. I'll drive.
Yep.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, you just drive around the states that
would be a lot of fun.
they'll all be legal. We'll just be leaving our illegal state to be like safe to go, safe to travel.
It's a dream.
Bypass a couple states here and there.
Yeah, I don't know if you could drive across the country without it being legal to do so.
Well, I think even in legal states, country or state to state crossing lines and shit is like something that's frowned upon. I would think, I can't say I know for sure. But.
Now, weren't you telling me, Smot, that Texas is going to be voting in November?
I've seen that. It was
so that's another state that's like coming correct.
Page. Yeah. Is that true? Did you guys hear anything like from that? It was
no, that's interesting though.
Yeah. I saw it on like Pittsburgh Normal or something, one of those. Last Prisoner Project, maybe, like people that post like that sort of politically motivated by weed content, and it said that they're going to have it on the ballot. I want to say it was a decriminalization bill.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to legalize it anytime soon in Texas.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be like full blown, or I'm sure everybody be
no recreational.
I don't know. I think it was a decriminalization bill or something, but I felt like there's a positive step
in the right direction.
Yeah.
That's where we get a lot of our business from.
And it's it sucks, man, because it's like I'm sure a lot of other people feel this way, is that we should have the right, but when they give us a little bit of that freedom back, we're like all happy about it, and we kind of shouldn't be. We should be like, this is still bullshit, but it's what's right and wrong and what is are a lot of times two different things, especially in this arena. So we got to take what we can get sometimes, even though it's not what we deserve or what our rights should be. Yeah.
Guess you got to fly low under the radar and do it anyway. Because yes, we do have the right to grow our own food and grow our own medicine. You just got to be secret about it in some spots. That sucks, but still do it anyway. Why not?
In my CNN News Daily, I just know teens who won't stop breaking the habit. Yeah. Yeah, vaping's a lot worse than cannabis. I vape. I'm vaping right now.
Me too.
Me three.
What do you guys use? I use the Views.
I'm on Enjoy.
I use the Smock.
Is that
I call them a douche flute.
Yeah, that's about what it is.
Because I look stupid sucking on this thing. Some guy asked me I was with my old man and this other old dude. We were out in the woods cutting trees down, splitting them last winter. I pulled out my vape, started hitting, and the old dude looks at my dad. He goes, "Why is your son still sucking his thumb?" I was like, "Damn, man, my dad's retired. He's almost 70, and I'm 40-something. I'm thinking, I just put my head down and laughed. That's why I got to take that one on the chin, old man. I can't even come back at you, because I like to give them a hard time. But yeah, they got me. I don't like that I do it, and I don't think it's very healthy for me. And I do all these other things to try to improve my health and my quality of life. And in here, I'm still chained to this thing, and it makes me feel weak and emasculated. And that's how I feel about it. I don't like to not have control over things that bug me, and this is one thing that just nicotine's a real son of a bitch. That's my
it
personal.
is. Yeah, it is. Never touch it. If you don't touch it, don't play. You win.
Dude, I used to chew snuff while I worked all day because I plaster with my hands and come home and smoke a pack of cigarettes at night. I did that for years. I had nicotine 24 hours a day, man. Wrecks your teeth and your gums and shit. Is nasty.
Yeah, I remember those days.
Yeah. So it's I've come a long ways. I've definitely having the vape is a win, you know. It's a step in the right direction, but I've been on and off of it for a year now. You know, that's
Well, what if we start growing horns out the front of our heads? I mean, you don't know what you don't know.
yeah. Oh, see, I'm reading the chat. Something about making a syringe, and what are they talking about?
He's talking about putting the oil into a vape cart.
Oh, yeah, I always wondered how you could do that at home. Someone said you had to use like vitamin E juice or something. You know, oftentimes you get bad advice. But I was thinking like, if like, so you can't smoke RSO, so you know, right?
Right.
It won't burn or whatever. So I was thinking of that, like how you get different extraction methods and how they're consumed, and
Apparently you can smoke RSO, but it's what you call the quick wash technique, where you leave it in there just for a few seconds and you rinse it off or you extract really quick. And apparently you can
you can
smoke that once the alcohol is all left it, and and it's not too bad. But personally, I wouldn't, but people do. But
I guess
the method they use. They get like golden
I guess I was wondering about the temperatures, you know, us and I and C person that comes up. Oh, see, they say you can smear an RSO doobie. I never knew that. I didn't know if it would still work the same way. That's cool. But you know, like the temperatures that the vapes, they have a rechargeable battery, a lot of them and shit. And I was always wondering, like, is that hot enough to be able to pretty much just, like he's saying, how do you get it into the pen? That's always wondered. What are they using? The rosin and shit can be too thick.
Vegetable glycerin for making your own vape juice.
Yeah, or terps is the other one. You can buy the terps separately, and you can do one to one with like a concentrate, and terps will go in a a vape cart or something like that.
Yeah.
Tank.
I've had them vape carts before. They come from California, man. I don't know if they had labels on them and shit, but they weren't bad. But I think they were loaded with fake terps or something, man. You know?
They definitely got a flavor to them, that's for sure.
Yeah. It wasn't real, man.
Like
something just tasted not.
Terps.
Yeah.
This ain't for me. Last one I had was some Maui Wowie, and it tasted like straight up pineapple juice. I mean, it was so sweet. Like it seemed fake. I mean, it was good. Don't get me wrong, but it definitely seemed fake.
Doesn't it make you just appreciate smoking a good freaking nug that you grew yourself from beginning to end, man? That maybe even one of your friends put together the seeds. That's pretty badass. And I feel bad for the people that have to resort to only smoking those kind of devices. My wife's telling me to start breaking up some buds.
Well, I'm just voting a paper because I know that it's not the end.
Hey, come on.
We did good all day. Like, I'm thinking we deserve it. We've been working really hard. It's midweek, hump day, right?
Yeah. Look at Asana. He's rubbing it in. He's like, I'm gonna rip one right off. Yeah.
Hey, I have a jar of roaches from weed that's years and years old.
That's good advice, Guerrero.
It's my doomsday package. I'll dip into that.
The autoflowers.
Yeah, I have some autoflower still in there. I think I have like a big spaghetti jar full of roaches.
Hey, everybody knows Guerrero Grows has a show, right? You guys can. We always like to promote other people's shows. We'll put that. We got to get that link there, and you know, you can check it out. He's on during the day a lot. I see it pop up on my phone. Matter of fact, Guerrero, we was walking through the parking lot today, and I hear these people talking. I'm like, what the hell is that? And here it was my wife's phone. She was like butt dialing, or she must have started the Grow show or something.
The volume was turned. I had to turn the volume down, and then when I put my phone in my pocket,
Oh, so she was watching it on the drive to this place, and we was gonna bid a job, and we're walking in, and I start hearing all this clamor. I'm like, what the hell is that noise, man? She's like looking around. Oh, it's my pocket, you know. And here it was the Guerrero Grow show. Hey, they're saying about limited shelf life. Doing it that way. I never thought about that. Maybe that's what I think Jace just had mentioned something about glycerin. And I think that might be what they use it for, to stabilize it, sort of. And that's just a guess, you know, I don't really know, but.
Well, I was looking it up, and it's the long-term steeping extraction. It takes like up to 3 months to make this stuff. You use vegetable glycerin and propylene glycol.
Glycol, yeah. Only don't put that propylene glycol into your bodies, people. That shit's fucking bad. It's just
I ain't smoking nothing.
That's one molecule removed from what do you call it, window cleaner stuff, and you know how
antifreeze.
Yeah,
polyethylene glycol.
Yeah,
polyethylene.
Yeah, propylene glycol and propylene glycol. They're similar. They do bad things to your body. Don't.
I don't want to smoke nothing that came in contact with any of that, man. I don't even think I'd want to smoke butane hash oil because it went through butane, and that's just me.
To be honest with you, I'm a little bit concerned with all the vapes and stuff because of how sweet they are, and they're going to give you insulin spikes because you're just inhaling sugars into your lungs. It's not going to be good for you.
Yeah, man. I don't ever recommend someone, unless you made the vape or someone else made it. I don't trust that shit, man. It tastes too weird. And they're putting like you're saying, propylene glycol on it, and yeah, that's not for me, man. I don't want to say I'm some kind of elitist purist or anything like that, because people will say you grow different methods and different things change that, but all in all, if you're smoking homegrown, regardless of how you grow it, you're always going to be much better off, and you'll get, I think, a superior product. Not everything we grow is fire, but damn.
It doesn't have pesticides on it and shit. That's what I was hearing. A lot of those vape carts, because it's like gray market shit, it's all been treated with pesticides, and then when you concentrate it down into a cart, it's got concentrated levels of pesticides in it. So if I'm going to get a cart, it's going to be from like a dispo, like, you know, legit tested and all that. And still, even that, I would still be a little wary of that, you know. But
yeah, because they let through buds that have been remediated. You know, they found a little bit of mold, they run it through a gamma ray machine. Now all of a sudden it's good for human consumption. Well, I like to think that what the government considers good for human consumption and what I consider good for smizzle pizzle consumption is very widely different standards. What's up, J5?
Cheers, buddy.
I'm with you, Seed Person, 100%.
Cheers, Smart and Crispy. Cheers, panel. What's up, all you chatting fools? Can you hear me this time? Testies, testies, 1, 2.
What up, J5?
We get to see the other half now, huh?
Cake's going to be proud of me. I spent $17 on these earbuds versus 10 this time.
Oh, they sound great.
Yeah, you sound good.
No, I just wanted to show. Let me see here.
Oh, this is wonderful. We can hear now.
I just wanted to show Seed Person 1 a couple of his autos. My phone's not coming in very good, is it?
No,
yeah,
I can see.
we can see
it.
it.
Looks fun.
Nice.
And I was going to ask him if he would by chance want some regular seeds of a cross of his autos, because I'm going to be pollinating some others out here with a hillbilly herb gorilla poison here this week. And if you'd like some regular seeds of the lilac banana,
Yeah, that'd be
crossed to
great.
gorilla poison, I'll hit them.
Sure.
They're just
that'd be
little guys,
awesome.
but they'll make enough seed to play with. Take a peek. And it's always nice to have another tool in the toolbox. Some regular autos is kind of neat. Not everybody's doing them these days.
Yeah, I had a pain trying to find some a while back to make some stuff, but yeah, that'd be awesome.
Cool. Well, yeah, they'll definitely be knocked up later this week, along with these Mephisto and Rock Buds. Well, I just wanted to hop in quick and say hi. Wish everybody a happy hump day and say cheers to everybody and see. That's about it. See if these headphones worked.
Oh, they worked great, man.
So I'm gonna check out for now. Wish you all a good evening and thanks for having me on.
Anytime, man. Anytime.
It's
Thank you,
good.
bro.
And remember,
Nice.
grow. No.
Nice.
Oh, that's cute.
Grow dope.
Peace.
Always a joy to see his garden.
Yeah, that's nice that we can hear him now.
Definitely, those headphones were worth the money.
We're gonna have to bug him to come back on and go back over the tour with us especially as they flower, you know.
Right.
And this time we'll be able to get a good interaction because I had some questions and I'm thinking I can't hear and I'm not sure if I even heard correctly, you know, what I was getting at. So that'll be fun. Oh, yeah, that's gonna be great.
It's exciting. And it's amazing that he remembers all those strains. That's really impressive, the amount of strains he's naming.
It is one of the most vast arrays of strain I've ever seen in one area.
Yeah.
We've seen some massive gardens, man, with a lot of plants.
Yeah, the variety. It's like but I don't know how he remembers it either because I don't know if it's a lot of different plants.
Yeah, I'd be able to keep track about a half a dozen of that. And then the rest I would just be like, or I'd label them. Because that's what I have to do here when we have to label everything. And I sometimes have to go in there and read.
We've already grown not knowing what we were growing. We knew what was in the tent, but not which plant was because I would pot them up when my wife wasn't home and then clean everything up. And she comes in, she's like, you forgot to mark the pots. And I was like, oh, man.
Yeah, like which one's which?
Which one's which? And I pretty much knew, I knew like for sure like one or two of them was by the way they were growing previous to the pot up. I could still tell. But at that point, as they grow and matured, I just questioned it more and more, and they become A, B, C, and D is what they were.
Yeah, but were they good?
Yeah, I mean, that's what it turned out decent, but you really couldn't attribute like maybe one was Caramelicious, one was this, one was that. You know, you really couldn't tell. I couldn't tell at the end which ones were which, and that was before we had like a lot of
experience. Those are like beginning
early on
mistakes.
And we hadn't grown like full 5-packs or a couple 5-packs of one strain, so it was hard to say like, oh, that's the way Blue Dream builds. You know, I didn't know. I was like, I don't know. I'm not really sure which is which, but they're growing great. Let's just run it. And that happened to us twice. I think once they were 1, 2, 3, 4, and the other time they was A, B, C, D. And the second time it happened, we were both there, and we both screwed it up. Didn't even catch it for like 5 days or something. We finally realized, and it was like, oh shit.
And we may have some of those journaled like that over
I think we
at
did.
Pico for Cannabis.
I'm almost positive.
because Smart did a lot of journaling with
Back
those
then.
early grows, because we were learning from those journals, like what we were changing things and documenting them. And
at Cocoa for Cannabis, and there's like people would give us advice in the journal as we were gone, and so you get to kind of follow through all that with the pictures. You can see if we ran into problems. Some of them we didn't have any problems. We got real lucky, sailed right through. They got huge, and it was a ton of fun. And that's probably what kind of got us hooked.
Yeah. That does get you hooked when they go good.
Plus, I've always just been an absolute lover of cannabis. It's the one thing that was constant in my life. As you guys know, I've had issues with drugs and different things and been in some pretty tight situations, but it's always been, no matter what I would shed in life, you know, if I quit doing drugs or if I quit drinking or if I did this, I would always have cannabis, and I would always revert to it as the one thing I won't quit. Even when it comes to tobacco and shit, I always thought I can't wait to get rid of tobacco, but I'll never quit cannabis. And it was always been like my buddy, or the thing that took my anxiety to a level that I could handle and shit, you know? And it was just always my friend. Even when I was going through rehabs and stuff, they would tell us, this is for opioid addiction. They would tell us cannabis is bad. It's just like every other drug. You can't do it and consider yourself clean. And from them days clear till now, I've always fought that one aspect of their teachings, and I always will, you know? And I feel like that's just me, my personal beliefs. So yeah, cannabis, and then having them successful grows and being able to produce something that I held so near and dear to my heart from when I was 15 years old, you know, all the way up till now, has been really
It's a good feeling.
Very fulfilling.
Yeah.
And a certain pride that comes with that, thinking I'm now producing something that I used to look up to in awe. Like you'd get a bag of some good ass hydro in the 90s, and I'm thinking, whoever's growing this shit, I could just imagine, man, holy shit, you know, you could smell it through the bag. As soon as you get in the car, you can tell your buddy got the dank, you know. I'm thinking, could you imagine being the dude that has a bunch of plants full of that? And now we've become them. And it's just like a lot of you can relate to that. I could see it.
Oh, I feel you. You.
It's so fun, and each plant beautiful and unique in its own way, and the different strains, and we'll never be able to get through all of them.
I smoked my
There's
first.
so many, and they're always morphing, and always, you know, there's just new, and we'll do our best, right, to get through as many strains. I want to get through as many strains as I can before I get off the planet.
I smoked my first joint, man, when I was on my way to, I was 12 years old, on my way to the first seventh grade dance of the year, man. And my buddy was like, we were walking there because it was, you know, a place we could walk to. It wasn't all that far, but there was a big graveyard between there. He's like, we're stopping in the graveyard. Got this joint off my brother, man, and we're going to smoke it. And I was so nervous and shit. I don't even think I really felt all that high, man. I didn't really seem to get high until like the next time, you know. I don't know why. I think maybe either it was junk weed or we just wasn't inhaling enough or whatever the case may be, man. I didn't get high, but ever since that, well, like the next couple times I smoked it, I realized this is wonderful. You know, it really was, man. I loved it. And that's been so long ago.
I remember the first time I got high. It was 10 years old. It was right before my birthday.
Wow.
And
nice.
My friend came up to me. He's like, hey, man, yeah, let's get some weed for your birthday. I'm like, okay. And we got some, and I got high as fuck.
Wow.
Yeah.
So that was 1992 for me. And that's the first time. And then I probably got into smoking it very viciously over the next couple years, you know, got into that crowd more and started realizing where I could get it and places to go smoke it. And it was just, oh man, you know, childhood was full, and weed made my childhood a lot of fun. My high school years and shit, man, I rolled joints in the lockers. We smoked weed at the bus stop. It was just part of our lives. We'd pack a chamber bowl that had the lids. Remember those? And then the little hole, you could smoke them right through the lid, man. We packed those full and put it in your pocket, and you'd have it for like we used to have to walk outside to go to different buildings and shit. And so you could just pull up and smoke, man, you know?
Yep. Yeah,
I gotta
those
say,
days.
like my first time was one of the best times and the best highs. Like for me, the memory is very vivid in my mind, and it was almost magical. And I got so high, and of course, then I'm hooked for life. Really, it's soothed the savage beast inside of me.
Oh, the fire burns hot inside this one. Let me tell you guys, she's wonderful.
Never
Very-
forget your first time.
Yeah, and it's like I feel like I'm always trying to recapture that magic, and I'd like to go back to that one. You know how they say when you're younger, you process the cannabis and the cannabinoids differently as your system ages. It's you know.
That's a great point.
And you know that I know I'll never experience that. It's sad, but I love that my first time was magical and got me, you know, interested in, you know, wow, this plant is taking a lot of anxieties that I had, and social anxieties, and it just improved my life in so many ways, made me creative, and I can't say enough good things about me and Mary Jane. We're long time friends, forever friends.
Yeah.
That's why I learned how to program so I could grow my weed outside in the backyard and nobody'd see me.
I like reading the chat here. I'm seeing all these memories people are producing, like the first time they smoked, the first time they got high, you know, or they passed out, or 4 fingers for $40. I remember hearing the old heads used to, when I was a teenager in the 90s, that's what they would tell us. You know, we used to get a dime bag was 2 fingers clear across the bag. I'm like, well, it's a gram now, old man. Is you want it or what? Yeah, I mean, it's a buckhorn.
Bro, I paid 20 euros for a half gram for my first time, and it was White Widow from Maastricht, the Netherlands. And I smoked it out of an old tobacco pipe that I had, and then took a shower and forgot to dry myself off, and then went to bed soaking wet in my clothes.
Oh, that's great, man. That's
I think
great.
I told that story.
You grew up abroad, man, and you would have paid euros.
Yeah.
I keep forgetting about that. You're very cultured. Always Europe's pretty interesting just because it's so old. The old stuff, you know?
Yeah, there's like castles, you know, 10 minutes, 15 minutes drive from my house and shit. So, cool
That's
experience.
Cool. That's cool.
That is one place that I've never been is Europe. Never been there.
I'll take you on a daytime tour on a Sunday of where I live. I've got a castle, cathedrals. You'll think it's pretty cool.
Oh, that's weird.
You're so lucky.
Cool.
Yeah, man. Like the oldest thing Pennsylvania has a lot of old structures for our country, but you know, you see it. I think some of the oldest buildings are, you know, 1600s and up in New York, different than some of the older states here. But you know, back there, you got castles from like 1,000 years ago. That'd be cool to see, man. You won't find much like that here, that's for sure.
If I can just walk down the bottom of my road, and during the day I can see a castle and a cathedral. Yeah, they're both probably about 1,000-year old. We've got walls and ancient stuff that's crumbling apart. My whole city used to be surrounded in a big wall. So
nice.
you know,
that's cool, man. I see that when I watch the History Channel and stuff about some of those. Some of them really did have like moats, and they had this big drawbridge that would come down, and then they said whenever the people would come through the drawbridge, the arch above them had holes in there where someone could go up there, and if it was like an attack, you could dump shit on people like hot tar and something. Like, this is pretty wicked, you know. That was cool. They had bow and arrow slits in the walls and stuff on them castles. Yeah, man.
Smart, you guys got Hershey, Pennsylvania up there. Take me on a tour of that chocolate factory.
Hey, man. Hershey's, yeah. You know, they use the milk of like 40,000 cows every day. Every day they milk 40,000 cows and use it.
My city as well, there's a church for every day of the week and just as many pubs.
What do you say?
There's church for every day of the week and just as many.
Oh, yeah.
pubs.
Oh, that sounds like Pittsburgh for sure.
For a whole year. So you'd never drink in the same place. You know, you could go in a different place.
That's wild.
That is
wild.
wild. Yeah. Wrigley Field. Yeah, that sucks.
Well, we're getting down to the last 5 minutes. We don't want to step on anybody's toes. Lots of shows coming after ours. So maybe we'll get into the final shout outs and goodbyes.
Yeah, run up the line.
Why not? You want to start first, Ice and I?
Yeah. Have a good, blessed week, everyone. What's left of it. Hope you enjoy the weekend. Be channeling your ancestors, connect to the earth, realize we're all blessed, and you can draw from the power of your ancestors going forward. You know, what we're here for. That's where we get our energy from, in my opinion. So good luck, everyone. Have a good, brilliant time.
Right on, buddy.
Awesome.
Cheers to you.
Yes.
Thanks for coming and hanging out with us. That goes for all the people in chat, too. You bring very good points and interject good conversation, and it's the best chat around, I always say. Up next, our good buddy Seed Person.
Thanks for doing a big giveaway, buddy, and making that extra fun. We appreciate you.
Thanks for having me, and thanks to everybody on the panel and chat. I'm SeedPerson1 on Instagram. You can also find me sometimes on the Black Hoodie Alchemy podcast, and that's like paranormal and esoteric and weird shit like that. So it's great to be back and see everybody, and I hope you also all have a wonderful rest of your week.
Awesome.
Thank you, Seed Person. That was cool, giving away some land race, you know. And look, and he's going to get some back from J5, and it's good to see the interaction going around and around. Up next, XYZ Vector.
Hey, cheers, guys, and everybody have a good rest of their week. And thank you, panel. Thank you, chat. And thanks for just showing up and hanging out.
Sweet.
Yes.
Always fun. Always look forward to our Wednesday hangout sessions.
We lost our buddy Art Man earlier to technical difficulties. He was in the chat for a while. I guess he's having a hard time. That can be very frustrating, you know.
He's Art Man.
Yeah.
2 N's on Instagram.
Yes.
Art Man _ 420 with 2 N's.
No,
Yeah.
Artman 2 N's 420 _
That's it.
Yes.
That's it.
We'll,
You can find
we'll
him
find
on
him one way or another.
Cocoa for Cannabis, Instagram, Percy's Grow Room, and here every Sunday and Wednesday. And cheers, Art Man. Hopefully you get it all figured out. He's over there jamming with his new AC system. And up next, last but not least, buddy Jace.
You can also find me on Instagram, OKJace20. Always fun hanging out with you guys. Cheers to the chat panel. Smart Crispy, thanks for hosting, and we'll see you guys on Sunday.
Right
Oh
on.
yeah.
Thanks.
Awesome times.
Thanks to the chat for coming and hanging out again. You guys make it the show exactly what it is, a good hangout, and we get the best guests on the panel here. You guys always come and spend time with us, and we couldn't do it without you. There was no way we could fill 2 hours with just my wife and I droning on. So it's nice that you come and really help us interact, share ideas, knowledge, and have a good time. So we'll catch you on Sunday. Be safe the rest of the week. May you prosper and smile on your brother. Grow love.
Peace.
Peace and power.